So dear participants, welcome to this fourth session of this STC. So our second session of the second day. So for this session, we have with us Mr. Ajay Gudara, so who is founder and director of Innovation Labs, a Nature Chandigarh startup initiative. He is an innovator and mentor of change and has been recognized by NITI Aayog, Government of India. He has expertise in area of robotics, Internet of Things, and AI. He has developed many innovative products and have been patented in renewable energy areas. He has delivered more than 500 expert talks in national and international FTPs via contact mode as well as via online mode. So he has trained thousands of students also during his initiatives. So with this brief introduction, I invite Mr. Ajay Badaraji to take today's session on Tinkercad. So we are having two sessions from Ajay Badaraji. So today's session is on Tinkercad, basically on Arduino programming. Tomorrow we'll be having session on IoT development using Node-RED. So with this brief introduction, now I invite to take Ajay to take over the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Very good afternoon to all the participants over here. Sorry, it's morning. So we are going to start today's session about open source tool, that is Tinkercad. In the Tinkercad, we can do simulation of a circuit, and we can make many projects over there. And also that is very useful tool in a remote learning, because now in this day everyone is facing that COVID crisis, and all the student their studies also suffering, and maximum study part is that practical part, that they are not able to access laboratory, and they are not having access to all the components so that they can perform a lab experiments. So for that, that tool can be used over there for that application that I'm going to discuss right now. So let's get started about Tinkercad. So meanwhile, if any participant having any kind of doubt, any kind of queries, they can type in the chat box, so that at the end of this session, we can discuss all the queries over there. So we are going to use the tool that is Tinkercad with the name of Tinkercad. You can search it on the Google. So I'm just telling you from the beginning that how we can use that Tinkercad. So just as we are going to search it on the Google, and after that it will look like this: Tinkercad, create 3D design with online CAD. So after that you have to open it. So I'm going to open it. So because I have already signed in that Tinkercad, so directly I'm going to open my account over there. But I'm going to let you know that how you can do sign up over there. Before going to that sign up, before that I want to ask that how many of participants are familiar with the Tinkercad? Respond in the chat box yes and no. If you are familiar with the Tinkercad, respond yes. Otherwise you can respond no in the chat box. Yeah.
Sir, I request you to stop presenting and start presenting again, because one of the participant by mistake shared their screen.
Okay, madam.
Yeah, apologies, sir. I request the participants not to share their screens. This is a humble request. Please do not share your screen.
Yeah, so some participant heard about the Tinkercad, and some participant are familiar with the Tinkercad, and some of them are not familiar about it. So I'm just going to share with you that how you can use Tinkercad from the beginning. First of all, I'm going to do sign out over there, and this one is an open source tool. No need to pay anything over there in a Tinkercad. And that is also one of the renowned company with the name of Autodesk, that is so much popular in a designing. So in a designing software, you will find many software like Autodesk, Fusion 360, and many more. About that Autodesk company, they have introduced that open source tool with the name of Tinkercad. So when we are going to open Tinkercad, it will look like this. So first of all, you have to click on that join now options, this one. That is one option, and over there you can create a personal account. Third one option, you have to click it. So then after that there is option of sign up with the Google, because if you have already signed up in that Chrome browser using Gmail, so then directly you can go with this, and otherwise you can go with sign up with the email. So for that, Over there you have to select country, and then date of birth, date anyone, and month anyone you can select it, but year should be more than 18 year, so that it should not consider you minor. So then you can click next. So after that you have to enter your email ID, then password. Password means new password, that is not your mail password. So you have to enter your Gmail ID or any other official mail ID also you can use it, and you have to use your new password that you have to create it. Then I agree term and condition and create account. So you will directly able to join the Tinkercad using that new ID is being get created. So you have to use your mail ID and your password to sign up or sign in the Tinkercad, that you can do it. So one second option that I'm just sharing with you, like if you are going to join with some social accounts like Google or Facebook. So I'm just going to sign up with Google. So I'm going to join it with my email. So after joining it over there with the email, if I have already signed in over here in my Chrome browser, so automatically while selecting that mail ID, I will able to do sign up over there in a Tinkercad. So first time when we are going to open that Tinkercad, it will look like this, and over there you have to go to that circuit part, that is designing part. If those are from the mechanical engineering background or civil engineering background, they can use that design tool also. Over there you can do many kind of 2D and 3D designing, and after that you can go for 3D printing also over there directly from that software. And that is online software, you cannot download it, and you will not find mobile app also for that software, but you can use it in a mobile also. But some basic feature you can do it on the mobile. That also I will share with you that how you can use this Tinkercad in a mobile. So then after that we have to go to the circuit part, circuit. So over there in a circuit, you will find all the previous circuit if you have created it. But if you have not created it, if you are first time user, then you will not find something over there. You will find try it now. So that part you can skip it. Directly you can come up with the create new circuit. This one. Create new circuit. So after clicking over there on a create new circuit, your circuit will get open, your new circuit dashboard will get open, and over there you can make your circuits. So what I'm going to do it over here, I'm going to build a first circuit. So simultaneously I will let you know all the component of this Tinkercad and how we have to use it. So first of all, I'm going to take a component. All the component you will find it over there. These are basic component. Sometimes participant used to ask me that how we can add new component. So new component you cannot add over there. You can use all the existing component over there, and you have to use them and you have to perform your applications. So if you want to add some customized component, then you can go with Multisim and Proteus and all other software, but those are not easy to use softwares. So over there is one option, that is component basics. So over there, as we are going to click it, you will find all components. So as we are going to click all, so you will find more advanced component also over there in a Tinkercad, like inductor, diode. Then after that in a input, all the input sensors or devices component, you will find it over there, like push button, potentiometer, slide switch, photoresistor, that is also known as LDR, then photodiode, ambient light sensor, flex sensor, force sensor, IR sensor, ultrasonic distance sensor. Then after that, ultrasonic distance sensor, these are two different type of sensors, only the pin configuration is different. Then PIR sensor, tilt sensor 4 pin, then temperature sensor, that is similar to LM35, that is with the name of TMP36. This one is a gas sensor, and then some keypad, then some DIP switch, and these are output. So output over there you will find LED, actuator, LED, RGB, then light bulb, NeoPixel. These are different type of LEDs. Then vibration motor, DC motor with encoders. So all these component you will find it over there. So maximum component you will find it over there. LCD also you will find 7 segment. Power source also, yeah, that is very interesting. Over there you will find this battery. Then cell battery also you will find it, then coin cell battery also you will find it, and then potato and lemon battery also you can make it and you can test it over there. That also you can do it. And then breadboard, then after that microcontroller. So over there you will find 3 type of microcontroller, like Arduino Uno also you will find it over there, then ATNI85, that is a very small microcontroller for making low cost product or project. That is very much effective for students to build a project in a very less cost. So then after that, instruments like multimeter, power supply, function generator. Sometime in some laboratories, some institutions, that function generator is not available, or if that is available, that is not in a functioning. So these kind of function generator can also be used over there, like oscilloscope and variable power supply also you can use it. Then some ICs like timer IC, dual timer, these are different ICs, op-amp, dual op-amp, optocouplers, then power control like voltage regulator or transistor and switches. Also you will find some relay module also you will find, and these are basic of components. Some logic IC also you will find if you are going to build some OR gate, AND gate, something like that, that also you can do it. So now we are going to see that how we can use it. So over there, these are component, but we have to do it, we can drag it and drop it. So I'm just coming to the basic component, and over there I'm going to drag that LED, drag and drop it. After drag and drop of that particular component, you can rotate that component using this tool. You can rotate it, and this one tool is over here, undo and redo. That also you can do it using this. And this one is redo, this one is undo, and this one is for deleting component. Like if I want to delete it, select it, delete it, or otherwise you can press delete button also on your keypad. That also can be used. Then after that, again I'm going to take component, and these are denote we can call it annotations, any representation of that LED with a name or something like that. Drag it, drop it, and you can make it LED 1, and another LED also you can take it, then you can name that LED 2. So that also you can do it. So if you want to hide them, select them, and you can use this hide button and show button. And these are color wiring, wiring color, and these are type of wiring that you can use it, like normal wire, hookup wire. Like if you are going to use breadboard, then you can use those hookup wire. Then alligators, then automatic also you can select it. So that wiring you can select it. These are color of that wiring that we are going to use it. So now we are going to connect this LED with a battery. So what I'm going to do it, this one is a negative, yes. So if you want to know the property of that particular LED, you can take your mouse cursor on their terminals. So property directly you will not find, but you will find terminals like anode, cathode. So cathode is a negative, so you can connect it with the negative, and I'm going to connect both the LED in a series. So this one is a positive color, you can make it red, and negative color you can make it black. So that color I have selected it. Now I'm going to test it. So one more thing, if you want to increase their size of the component, so directly you can click on fit to screen. Automatically all the component size will get increased, or you will able to see all the component in a center of the screen. Yes, then after that you can start simulation. This one is a simulation options. So my LED is burn out over here. Why it is so? Because resistance has not connected over there. So you can connect resistance and then it will work fine. So let me add one resistance. So you can add resistance over there. So that value you can calculate using Ohm's law. So that I'm not going to discuss right now. That is basic concept. So that value you can select it or change it. I'm going to change it like let me make it 230 ohm. So click over there and again you can make it 230. So now I'm going to start simulation, and very important point, color code also automatically change over there. As we are going to change that value of that LED, color code value of that resistance, color code also gets changed automatically. If you don't know about color code, that also you can learn it using that tool. Start simulation. Now it is running, but there is some warning. You can take your mouse cursor over there and it will show that, yes, it will show over there that a current through the LED is 20.9 milliampere, but absolute recommended is 20 milliampere. Mean high current is flowing still over there in LED. So what will be the outcome? The lifespan of that LED, lifetime of that LED will get reduced. So for that we have to use optimum resistance using calculations. Then after that you can save the circuit also. So how you can save it? This one is the name of, by default name of that circuit. You can double click, delete it, rename it. And then again click on this workspace. So that name will be get renamed over there. Or you can press enter also from your computer. So after doing this, your name will be get renamed after some time. So it's taking more time. Again, I'm going to do it. Yes, that is being get renamed LED series. So then after that, what you can do, you can export it also. Export it in a circuit, like if you're going to do PCB designing, so that BRD file that you can export it, so that you can open this circuit in a Eagle software for PCB designing. And one more thing, you can do it over here, share. So as you are going to share it, so after sharing it over there, so after sharing it, you will able to find download option. You can take screenshot also. I mean, you can download that screenshot of that particular circuit. And one more thing, there is option of invite people. As we are going to click it, that circuit is being get shared with this link. You can copy this link and you can share it with your students also. That also can be done, so that student can access this circuit. That is one part about sharing. And one more part that I'm going to discuss over there, so that you can see it. So which one part is that? That is about creating a classroom also. So after saving it, if you have to create a new circuit, go back over there. So over there, what we have to do it, you will find your previous circuit over there, LED series. So you can click on a create new circuit. That circuit you can create it over there. So what I'm going to do it, I'm going to click on create new circuit. That is one option. And one more thing, you can do it over here in this Tinkercad, that is classroom creations. So you can create your classroom also, like if you want to teach in a class. So what you can do it, you can click on the class. So after clicking on that class, over there you will find all the class. Like just I'm going to take example of robotics class, because that is recent industrial training is going on now. So their classes is over here. So I'm just going to share directly, yes, this one. So in this class only 2 students have joined over there. Okay, one more. Okay, let me check it over here. So over there you can check it out, their activities, like all the class student what they did over there. So you will able to access their activity also. So how student can join that class, that also I will let you know. So student, whatever circuit they made over there, that you can see it in a circuit part, in a 3D design part, all these things you can see it. So student made some tried some circuit over there, so that you can check it out also. And after checking that circuit, what you can do, you can simulate it also. And one more thing, you can do it over there, you can put some comment also, like good work or some modification is required, that also you can mention it over there, so that student can see that yes, what modification is required over there, that can be done. So this one is about class. So how we can create a class and how student can access that class. So we are going in a class over there, and I'm going to create a new class. In new class you have to enter name, ABC test class, and then class grade also you can mention, college, subject also you can mention any, engineering and create class. So this one is my AB test class. So I will find my class over there and I will share that class with the student. So this one is a test class. I think this one is created to. This one is not. Yes, ABC test. So now what we have to do is add student. So over there we can add student with the name I'm just taking any rough name, Sunil. So over there, this one is a nickname is being get created. So this nickname I'm going to copy it and I'm going to save it. So I added one student in my class. So after that, what I have to do, I have to go to back to the class and I have to get a class code. This class code or this link I have to share with the student. So I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to open this one in a new window. So over there, I'm going to open it with this link. Or you can use this class code also directly over there in a Tinkercad. After opening it, it will ask about to join with a nickname and I'm going to enter that nickname. Sorry. I just copied that link. So let me take that nickname over there. So that nickname we have to use it. Back to class. So Sunil, this one is my nickname. So I'm going to copy it. And that link nickname, I'm going to use it for logging over there in a Tinkercad. So after that, you will able to see that my class is being, means student will able to join that class. Wait for some time. I think it was joining over there. Okay, yes. So that I joined with the name of Sunil, that is nickname. With only two steps you have to follow. You have to share that link with the student, and after that you have to create a nickname of a student. So bulk nickname also you can create it over there. That is option that can be used over there. So after that, whatever circuit student is going to make it over there, you will able to access it. That is the beauty of this tool. So how you can access it, I'm just going to create any rough circuit over there and after that I will let you know that how student can use that circuit. So this one is a starting circuit. I'm going to home screen and creating a new circuit. So over there, I'm going to use any motor or something like that, like this one motor, I'm going to take it, or I'm going to take Arduino also. I want to control this one motor with the Arduino. I will let you know that how you can use what is Arduino, how it is working. So ground, and this one I have connected with 11 number pin or 30 number pin. Then I'm going to run simulation. So my motor will start running. So this project I made over there and I just renamed it Arduino motor. So that I renamed it. Now after that, this one circuit I made in my account. Student made this circuit on their account. So now how teacher can access their activities. So I'm going to refresh it. And automatically you will able to see that student had joined that class or not. That also you will able to identify with the color, you can see it. So this one is a save and it's showing that color and you can open it by clicking it over there. So now whatever Sunil has created any project, I will able to access it. And I can do recommendation also over there in their circuit. So let it get open. This one is a project that is being made by Sunil. So let it get open. So it's processing, is taking some time. So over there you can simulate it also, like previously I shared with you, and you can put comment also over there. So if any comment you want to give over there, that also you can give it over there. That is processing, simulation is going on, that's why it is not being get shared over there. So you can see 2 minutes before it is being made, and after that you will able to simulate it also. This one I'm simulating in a educator account, because I'm just sharing that link with the student with the classroom, and now I will able to simulate it also. So this one is a simulation option that I can do it, and I can check the code also, that what code student made it over there, that also I can check it out over there. So this one is a graphical code, that also I will discuss that how we can make it, and all the component also, component list also I can check it out, that what is the list of component, and you can export that list also over there, so that we can do it in a classroom. Now coming back to the Tinkercad, and now we are going to talk about how we can use microcontroller, how we can write code over there in a Tinkercad. Yes, so now what we have to do it, we have to use microcontroller over here, so that you can take it. This one is a Arduino Uno microcontroller. So how many of participants are familiar with this Arduino Uno microcontroller board? Respond in the chat box yes and no. If you are familiar with this Tinkercad, with this Arduino Uno board or Arduino microcontroller board, you can respond in the chat box yes. Otherwise, you can respond no. So accordingly, I will discuss it in a detail. Okay, some participants are familiar, but some are not familiar. Asima is familiar. Lakshmi Devi is also familiar. Okay, 3-4 participants are familiar about that Arduino Uno board. Okay, or maximum participants are not familiar about it. So very important point is that maximum time what is happening with the student and with the faculty member also, because if they are from the different discipline, like they are from the mechanical background, if they are from the like computer background, they never put interest in that microcontroller, Arduino and all that. But recently on this day, AICT is also putting a lot of focus on multidisciplinary approach, and over there in first year also that AI subject and IoT subject is being get introduced in few polytechnic college and few engineering colleges. So at the time, those are believing on their own discipline, they are facing a lot of difficulty. I'm just talking about faculty members. Those faculty member has to taught Arduino in a first year, like those are from the civil engineering background, from the computer background, from the mechanical background. But a very important point that I want to share with you, that Arduino is also being taught in a school education now in this day. So 7th class onward, that Arduino is being taught, and there is some specific special subject over there is AI and ML. So, and also there is robotics club and many more activities being carried out, and one of the initiative by Niti Aayog, that is about Atal Tinkering Lab. Over there also student learning about this Arduino. So the beauty of this Arduino Uno board is that it's not just only microcontroller, it's a very user-friendly microcontroller, so that anyone can access it, anyone can use it. If they are not having a prior knowledge about the coding and all that, then also you can use it. So let's see how you can use it. So first of all, when we talk about microcontroller, just think like a brain. So in our brain, we can take input and we can give output. In the same way, we have to think over it, and we have to think about microcontroller. So in a microcontroller, we have to give input or we have to take output. So input we can give on the digital pin and analog pin both. So these are analog pin and these are digital pin. And this one is a microcontroller in this board. And we can power it or we can program it using that USB cable that can be used over there. And over here, this one is a power port. You can power it using that simple power adapter that you can use it. That is 9-volt power adapter for powering this board. So after that, how you can use it, there is one inbuilt LED also that is connected on 30 number pin for testing this board, and this one is a power LED over there. These are power ports, mean you can give power to the output. Output mean with like sensors, you have to power it, LED you have to power it. So you can give power from those pins like 5 volt, 3.3 volt, ground, V in, all these things you can use it over there. So now we are going to talk about it, that how we can use it, how we can program it, because maximum time we are facing difficulty in the programming. So we are going to use very easy programming over here right now, that is graphical programming. So let's see it over here. Go to the code. Before that, I'm just going to connect one LED on 13 number pin to check it out, how it is working. So in LED, one is positive, one is negative. So anode is positive, cathode is negative. So color code also you can do it if you want to do it, and you can start simulations. So now LED is blinking. So there is some warning is coming because we have not connected resistance, but otherwise that LED is working. So over there on that LED, you can see that LED is blinking with the interval of 1 second, but we have not written any single line of code over there. But how it is working? For that, we have to go to the code, and over there in a coding, there is by default code. This one code is by default code. So that is for built-in LED, that is over here, this one LED, and that is connected with 13 number pin. So that's why this LED also working. So this one graphical code. So how, because this one is a new for you, and how you can use this graphical coding, and how you can identify that which one block we have to use it, and where we will find that block. So that we are going to discuss over here in a detail. So you can delete this code also. How you can delete it? Drag it and put it in a dustbin. There is in the bottom you will find dustbin. Code is deleted. Now again, if you want to build the same code, how you can build it? So go to the output. These are output, and this one is the input block. This one is the control and math. Only 4 blocks you have to understand it for understanding all the coding in a Arduino microcontroller board. So first one block is over here. That is output. Output means if something output we have to give it, then we have to use this one block. If some sensor input we have to take it over here, then we have to use input block over there. And if we have to use some conditions, some algorithm, some loop and function, for that we have to use control. In a math, we will find some comparison operators, like over there you can see it. So in a control, you will find all the if condition, else condition, loop, forever loop, and counters, and all these things. You will find it over there. In output, you will find all the output that you want to give it from the Arduino. In input, you will use the input for different sensors. So now we are going to use output right now. Then we will talk about input. So in an output, what we can do it over there, you can select that second block that is for digital output. Select it, drag it and drop it. Then select pin number that we are using. We are using 13 number pin. Let me change this pin number. Any other pin I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use any other pin, that is 9 number pin. So again, go to the code, and over there you can select 9 number pin. So now I have selected that 9 number pin, and that is high. High means that LED will be on. And after that, I want that this LED should be on for 1 second. After 1 second, LED should be turned off. So how we can do it? So I'm going in a code, and I'm going to use some delay. Go to the control. In a control, you will find wait. So in a wait, LED will be on for 1 second, and after that, what you want to do it? Again, go to the output, take second block, select pin number, and again go to control, that wait. So this one is your complete code for blinking LED. LED will be high for 1 second. Then after 1 second, you want to make it low, and this one loop will repeat for infinite time automatically. So if you want to repeat it only with the 10 time, then you can use this one also. So now I'm not going to use it right now, and you can start simulation. So you will able to see that LED will blink over there for interval of 1 second on and 1 second off, that you can see. So if you want to change that interval, if you want to increase or decrease that blinking speed, so that you can change timing over there, I'm going to make it 0.3. Over there also I'm going to make 0.4. That is on off time. So LED will be on over here for 0.3 second and off for 0.4 second. That you can see LED is blinking faster right now. So that simple code you can make it, but very important point, whenever we have to deploy that code in a hardware, what we have to do it, this one is a simulation, like you did all the simulations. Now what you want to do it, you want to deploy that simulation in a hardware. For that, what we have to do it, we have to go to stop simulation, and in a blocks, click over there, and click block plus text. So automatically your embedded C code will be get generated over there. So this one is a embedded C code that is being get generated. So you have written graphical code and this one is embedded C coding, because if you don't know embedded C language, no need to worry about it. You can learn it over here doing practically. So like I'm going to delete this block, you can see this delay block will get deleted. If I'm going to delete this one, so again code deleting. So complete code is deleted. Now this one is empty code. Again I'm going to take output, same block, select pin number 9. You can see automatically code is coming, so that you can understand it, that how the code is written in a C language or embedded C language. So then after that go to control, take wait, then again go to output, and go to wait. So now you can see your embedded C code will be get generated. That code you can use it for deployment in a hardware. Otherwise, on a simulation purpose, this one code is graphical code can be used over here directly. So one more thing, like if you are not familiar with the Tinkercad, this graphical coding, you can respond in the chat box if you are willing to know more about that graphical coding. So that I will discuss some more tool with the help of that you can learn that graphical coding. So if you are willing to know that graphical coding in a more detail, you can respond in the chat box yes. Otherwise, you can respond in the chat box no. And I will go ahead with more project in the Arduino. Yes, I'm just checking. Yes, willing. So I'm getting a lot of response in the chat box. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss about that graphical coding, that how you can understand in a detail. So for that, yes. So this one is a graphical coding that came, the origin of that graphical coding is from the Scratch. This is known as Scratch coding, that is taught in a 3rd class onward in a school now in this day. So in few like CBSE colleges, CBSE schools over there in a curriculum also that is being got added in the recent update over there. So that Scratch coding is being taught as an activity oriented classes in a school. So how that Scratch coding is working? So first of all, we should know the origin of this coding so that we can use it over here. We are using only 4 blocks over here. So over there we are using Arduino board, but I'm going in the back and history of that coding over there that is being started. So over there I'm going to use Scratch. Scratch is one of the project is being developed by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. So they have developed that open source tool with the name of Scratch for learning coding in a graphical way. So over there that you can download it also, or you can use it offline also or online also, both ways available. So how this coding is working? So quickly I'm just going to share with you a quick animation over there, small clip. Let's see it. So many creativity can be done over there. That is very wonderful tool for the kids. But we are going to talk about basic of that Scratch coding, how we can use it for learning that Tinkercad or using in a Tinkercad over there in Arduino board. So over there you can directly start creating without joining it over there. And that is open source tool. No need to pay anything for that. So a very basic project that I'm going to build it right now. Then after that, I'm coming back to the Arduino. So this one is a workspace and this one is your CAD. Over there you can do any kind of simulations. So over there these are blocks like motion, look, sound, event, control, sensing, operators, vibration, my block. Customized block also you can create it. So first of all I'm going to start with the motion. So you can move it 10 step, then turn it 15 degree, and again you are going to move it 10 step, and then after that again you are going to turn it 15 degree, and after completing this one this much you are going to play some sound, play sound until done. So what sound you want to play? Meow, or you can do some recorded sound also, you can put it over there, and you want to repeat it how much time? I want to repeat it 10 times. And if you want to put some delay, that in you will find in a control all the conditions. So delay also I'm going to put it. So this one is my code for moving this CAD, for understanding that simple coding. Then for that I'm going in a events. For how you want to run this program, I'm going to use this one. So now my code is ready. As I will click on this flag or this flag, it will start simulating. So let's see it. Is it working or not? So if you are able to hear that cat sound, respond in the chat box yes. Yes, that's great. So that you can do it easily over there. Very simple graphical code for just understanding that how coding is working, and many creativity you can do it over there. Like if you want to change that costume, so that also you can change it over there. So this one is your costumes sprite. So that sprite you can take some like lion, take it, and I want to delete this sprite or both sprite if I want to run it. Also I can do it. So let me make it both. So over there if I'm going to make code, so motion, move it 10 step. So these are basic things that I'm going to use it right now. Okay, let me use it this way. Then go to look. In a look, if you want to say hello after 2 seconds, that also you can mention it. Hello. After traveling a lot, the line will say something. Then sound. So play sound until then. Then go to control. In a control, you will find all the weight and conditions, like how many times you want to repeat it. So I want to repeat it 5 times. Then directly also you can run it by double clicking over there, or you can go in a event. Why over there you can use space also to run it. Space key also you can press it in your computer, then also you can run it. So I'm going to use simple this one. So as I will click on this flag, it will start working. Are you able to hear that lion sound, lion roaring sound? Yes and no, respond in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's great. That's great. So that you can, all the creativity part you can do it over there. You will able to do only graphical coding, but with the help of that graphical coding, so many open source project also you will find, many tutorial also you will find it over there, like animate name or something like that, background, any game, making it fly. So many creativity can be done over there, and then after that, all these things whatever you are going to use it over here. So like if you want to change costume, like customization you want to do it over there, like you want to remove half tail, that also you can do it. And if you want to remove that this one part, that also you can do it. That is creativity, whatever you want to do it. And something like you want to add some more picture, any specific picture, that also you can import it. And sound also you can modify it. So that is sound over here if you want to modify it. So this one sound, I'm going to check it out. So if you want to make it faster, slower, louder, and you can fade it. Robot. So that you can use it different sound mode over there. So now that modification you can do it. So now the background also you can change, in many creativity you can do it. So now what I'm going to do it, I'm coming back to this Tinkercad. So over there only 4 block we are using. Only in output you will find 7 to 8 block. In a control you will find 7 to 10 blocks over there. And in a input you will find 7 to 8 blocks, and in math also you will find 7 to 8. Only limited block you are going to use it, and after that you can make any project using those blocks. That can be done over there. So that you can do it. Now what I'm going to do it over here again, coming to the blocks, I'm going to build some project using this Arduino board. So over there, first of all, I'm going to make a automatic doorbell. So if you are going to make automatic doorbell, contactless doorbell, for that you have to use some sensor. So that sensor, I'm going to use it over there. That sensor is PIR sensor. This one is a PIR sensor. With the help of that, you can make automatic door also. Might be you have seen few automatic door in a hotel, restaurant over there. So those automatic door is being over there. The sensor is being used. So that sensor, I'm going to use it right now. So signal wire, we have to connect it. There is 3 wire. One is signal that we can connect with any digital pin that we can take it. Then after that, this one is the power wire. I'm going to connect with 5 volt. Then ground. So their color coding also you can do it. Ground is black, power is red. So then after that, this one is my circuit for sensor. Then after that, output I'm going to give to the buzzer. Positive, you can connect with any digital pin. Negative, you can connect with the ground. So those connection I did it over here. Now what I have to do, I have to write code. So how you can write code, whatever code I'm going to write it, that is standard code. Similar way you can make plenty of projects using that similar code. So only few modification will be over there, and all the block, same block is being used over there. So go to the code. First of all, this one code I want to delete it. You can delete it like this, or you can drop it over here. Then also it will get deleted. So first of all, go to the input, because we are going to read sensor, and this sensor is a digital sensor. So what we have to do, we have to go to read digital pin, this one, first one row. And which one pin we are using it to read it, we have to go to 3 number pin. So this one is my 3 number pin. Over there I'm going to read that sensor. So after doing this, what we have to do it, yes. So after doing this, you have to go to pin number, that is 3. Okay, so whatever value we are reading from that sensor, after reading it, what we have to do, we have to print it on the serial monitor. So this one is a serial monitor, so that we can check it out that that value is coming over there or not. So how we can print it on the serial monitor, that is output. Go to the output, and over there you will find one block, print to serial monitor. Drag it and drop. Now it will print only hello world. So what we have to do, we want to print this value. So you can drag it and drop it over there. So after putting it over there, what can be done? You can start simulating. So I'm just going to read the sensor only. Then I'm going to check it out that what sensor value is coming. So value is coming over here 0. So now click on the sensor. What I have to do, click on the sensor. Now you can see over here, this one is the range of the sensor. If any object coming in front of the sensor range, so it will give output 1. So now output is 0 over there. Now as I'm going to move, any object is coming in front of the sensor, and there is motion also. So output is coming 1, that you can see. Then 0. Again output is coming 1. So that output we have to use it, for that we have to use some conditions. Like if the sensor value is high, that is 1, so our buzzer should be on. Like the sensor is being deployed on the door, if any person coming in front of the door, the sensor is giving output, that is 1. So according to this condition, we have to run this buzzer. So now I'm going to use some if condition over there. So go to the control. Over there you will find if then else condition, this one. This one block, what you can do it, you can take it. So in this block, on which value we have to use this condition? So we are going to use this condition over there in that particular sensor value. So what is that sensor value over there that we are going to use it? Okay, so over there, what we have to do it, we have to use the sensor value. I'm going to duplicate it, or you can go to again in the input and take the sensor block, because that is sensor for reading digital signal. Pin number is 3. Or you can duplicate it also directly by right clicking duplicate. So that I will let you know later on. But this block is not fitting over there. For that, what we have to do? So over there, what can be done over there? So we have to use some more block, that is math block. In a math block over there, you will find comparison block. That's second one. Take it, and that this block can be fitted over there. So that is tricky point over here. Then after that, you can use this block over there like this. So these 3 blocks you have to use it. If you are able to insert all these 3 blocks, you will able to make any kind of code. So then after that, you can make it less than equal to 1. If sensor value, whatever we are reading it, that is equal to 1. So what you want to give output? So go to the output. We want to play speaker. This block you can take it and select pin number of speaker, that is 8 number pin of this buzzer, that you can see it, 8 number pin. And in else condition, turn off that speaker. 8 number pin we have to use it. Yes. So this one is very simple code that we have to use it. So first of all, we have to check it out that value is coming or not on the serial monitor. It is saying that unable to connect with the port.
So that pin is pin number 2. It should be pin number 3. Read
Okay.
digital pin.
I'm going to correct it. Yes. So that is pin number 3 over here. We are going to use it. And after that, we are going to start simulation. Yes, now it is working over there, that you can see it. So now there is no object. So output you can see it over here, that is 0. If any object come in front of the sensor, so this buzzer should start working over there. So what I'm going to do it, I'm going to use this one. You can see it. So the buzzer sound, I think that is audible to all the participants. So now you can see if any person coming in front of your door, the door will start ringing, and that is contactless doorbell. But you can make it easily over there. That person go away, automatically that doorbell will get stopped. So no need to use contact for a button, or a contactless doorbell you can make it. Similar way, you can replace this buzzer with that particular motor, and you can make automatic door also. So how you can make automatic door? This one I'm going to delete it over here, and in replacement of this I'm going to use motor. So this motor I'm going to use it, connect it with one terminal ground with 8 number pin, or any other pin you can use it. Go to the code, and over there only one modification you have to do. The output, now you are not using speaker, delete it. This one also you can delete it. You have to give output to the second block, you can take it. Select pin number, that is 8. Make it high, or you can duplicate it also by right clicking. The same block we have to use it for make it low. So if condition satisfy, motor will be on, and if motor will be on, that motor is connected with some mechanism with the door for opening and closing that door. So that you can see it now how it is working. So now click over there, and as any person is coming in front of the door, door will get open, and after that door will get closed automatically with some spring mechanism, and that mechanism can be made over there. So whatever code we made it, if we have to deploy it on the hardware in a real time, Same thing we can do it, go to the block plus text, and this one is a code that you can copy it and you can paste it in a Arduino software and you can upload it in a hardware. So over here our target is to share maximum software part rather than sharing with the hardware. So you can watch my more YouTube video that is available in our YouTube channel, that is Innovate Skill e-learning. Over there you will get detailed information that how you can deploy it on the hardware. So now I'm just coming to share with some more project. So that is about basic code for making automatic doorbell. So over here you will find many sensors, like you can use ultrasonic sensor also. So what I'm going to do, whatever project you are going to make it, you can save it first and you can open it again, so that all the circuit and project is being get saved. So right now I'm not going to save it directly, I'm going to delete it and going to use it. So now I'm going to make a social distancing gadget. So that also you can make it over here. So because everyone is suffering with COVID, so how you can maintain that social distancing? So you can make some gadget also over there, and you can put that gadget in your desk also. That also you can maintain it. And that social distancing gadget is also having with me right now. Let me share with you. Yes. So this one is a social distancing gadget. If you are able to see in a camera, that you can see it over here. Yes. So this one is a social distancing gadget that you can see it. So over there, ultrasonic sensor is being used, and there is two LEDs. Those LEDs are indicating, and there is one buzzer also inside that. If any person is going to break social distance of 2 gaj, that is approximate to 5 to 6 feet. So what will be happen over there? The buzzer will be turned on. So downloading procedure for this Tinkercad is open source, that I shared with you, and no need to download it, that you can use it in a cloud only, online you can use it. And when we talk about this Scratch, over there you have to just download it in exe file and install it. That is very easy to use it, or you can use it directly online also without installing it. So now I'm coming back to Tinkercad, and we are going to make social distancing gadget. So we are going to use ultrasonic sensor. So ultrasonic sensor is being used for measuring distance. So with the help of that, we can measure distance of any object or any obstacle also we can detect it. So now what we are going to do is we are going to connect it. So you can use one wire, that is ground. Ground you can connect with the ground. Then after that you can use the power. Power pin you can connect with the power, that is 5 volt pin, and you can color red. Then signal wire I'm going to connect it with digital pin. So any digital pin you can use it. I'm using 5 number digital pin. So that is my signal wire. So first of all I'm going to read that sensor value. After that I'm going to use some more application over there, so that I'm going to use it. So how we can use it, how we can read that sensor value, we have to write code for this. So what code we can write over there? So we have to go to coding part, and this one I'm going directly in a blocks only, so that you can see it properly. And this one code I'm going to delete it. Go to output, go to the input first. In input you will find directly read ultrasonic sensor, this one block. Second last, you can take it and put it over there. Select pin number we are using 5 number. So after reading that value, we want to print it on the serial monitor at that distance. So go to the output, same thing earlier we did it, same thing we are going to do it, similar coding we are going to make it. So in maximum program, same coding is being used. So in output, what we want to do it, print to serial monitor. So what value we want to print? This sensor value we want to print it. So now we are going to start simulation, and over there in a simulation you can see the distance is printing. So how you can check the distance? Click on the sensor and you can see like this. Any object coming in this range and you can see the distance. This is real distance, and this one is a software distance that Arduino is reading. 36, 7. So approximate, I'm going to take it 100 centimeter. So if anyone is going to break a social distance of 100 centimeters, so my buzzer will be get on, like earlier we did it. So I'm going to use same thing, like go to control, use if and else block, if then else. Then you have to go to math, same thing like second block. Then you have to duplicate this one, or you can take it again. This block only, that ultrasonic sensor block. This block you can insert it over here. Then after that you have to move it, slide it over there, so that you can set conditions. So if distance less than equal to, and any value you can mention it like 100 centimeter. If distance will be less than 100 centimeter, what you want to do it? I want to turn on my buzzer. So go to the output, you will find play speaker. And select pin number. I have not used buzzer yet, I am going to use it on 9 number. Then turn off that speaker on 9 number. So all the setup we did it, all the coding part is done. So this one is my code. So very simple and easy code. Same earlier we did it, only the blocks of sensor is being got changed. So now after that we have to connect one buzzer. So buzzer I'm going to connect it on 9 number pin. Positive with the 9 number pin, negative with ground. So that we did it. After doing this, what we have to do it? We have to start simulation. Board we did it, and simulation we have started it. So click on this sensor. So now it is showing that 190 centimeter. If like any person is coming in front of you and breaking social distance of 100 centimeter, buzzer will be on. Again that person going back, buzzer will be off. Again that person coming closer to you, warning signal will become with the sound of buzzer. And you can use some silent also, silent indicator also. For that you can use some vibration motor over there. So like earlier also I shared with you vibration motor. So that motor you can use it. This vibration motor. So that vibration motor you can attach with your body, and you will like vibration we are using in a mobile. Same vibration motor is being used in a mobile also. In replacement of buzzer, that also you can use it over there. Like negative you can connect with the ground, and positive you can connect with 9 number. So that motor is vibrating, but you are not able to see it. So that motor also you can use it. Are you able to hear that buzzer sound? Yes or no? Respond in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. So I'm able to see your chats. Okay. So that can be done over there easily. So that code you can make it and you can run it. So now after that, like same process you can do it for downloading that code like earlier I shared with you. Now few more interesting project that I'm just sharing with you, but more you can build it on the Tinkercad. So like one more about microcontroller, low cost product, and some interesting activity also you can do it over there. Few more project that I'm just sharing with you. Circuit. So you can make sanitizer dispenser also using that motor, servo motor, and one ultrasonic sensor, and you can make disinfection tunnel also, and you can make some robotics application also. You can use some PWM signal also, like oscilloscope also you can use it, and you can see waveform. Let me share with you this project, that how oscilloscope is scope is working to visualize any signal, any PWM signal. If you are familiar with the PWM, then you can understand it easily. Otherwise, you can just visualize it, that how that potential, that we can use that scope also over there. So over there you can see it. This one is a waveform, and output we are changing in LED brightness. We are changing it. That is changing. The duty cycle is changing. So that also you can visualize it over here. So that code also you can write it over here in a graphical, and you can use it. So now let me share with you one more interesting project, that is a piano. So how you can make a piano, because sometimes you have to teach students those are not familiar with the electronics or circuitry part. So what you can do it over there, you can use piano over there, means some interesting or funny thing you can make it, and you can teach them using learning by fun. So I'm just sharing with you one piano project. Wait for a second, that project is opening. Yes. So this one is a piano project. You can make piano also over here using this Tinkercad. Yes. So over there you can see different button we have used to play a circum tone like sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So I'm just going to play it over here. That circum, if you are able to recognize it, you can respond in the chat box yes, and otherwise you can respond no over there in the chat box. I'm going to start simulation. I'm going to check it out that circum is being get played or not. Circum means sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So that you can play it over here. Are you able to recognize it? So if you are able to recognize it, respond in the chat box yes and no. Okay, that's great. That's great. So I mean all the participants are able to recognize that circum tone over here. Yes. So that circum you can play it over there, and you can make that piano, so that student can understand all these things learning by fun. That can be done over there. So that is very easy project that also can be made. So now one and two more sensor project also I'm just going to share over here, so that you can try it on the Tinkercad. So now we are going to create a new project, and over there we can connect potentiometer also. Because this one is an introductory session, those are using it first time, might be they are thinking right now that I'm moving little bit fast. So no need to worry about it. You can try it later on also. Meanwhile, let me share with you my YouTube channel link also, so that you can watch it, watch more detailed videos over there. So this one is my YouTube channel link. So over there you will find something about Tinkercad circuit simulation over there, and also a few more detailed videos also about Tinkercad and some more applications. So that link I'm just going to share with you, so that you can access it, because those participants are new, they can watch it over there also. So that link is being shared over there in the chat box. You can subscribe that YouTube channel also, so that you can get notification whenever we are going to do live broadcast over there. So now after doing this, coming back to the Tinkercad again. So over there now we are going to use different sensors, like we are going to use potentiometer, we can use temperature sensor also. So now let's use temperature sensor. So this one is a temperature sensor, and we are going to make a fire alarm, something like that. So that also we can make it. Or then for that we have to use Arduino also. So there is 3 wire in this sensor. So first one is power, then Vout, then ground. So we are going to use first one ground wire. That ground I'm going to connect it with ground. Vout, output we are going to connect with analog pin, because the sensor will give analog signal. Then after that, this one is a P power. The power can be connected with a 5. So that color code also you can do it so that you can see it properly. Signal I'm going to make it with orange. Select that wire and you can select the color also. So all the color I have selected it. First of all, I'm going to read the temperature value. After that, whatever algorithm you want to use it, whatever condition you want to use it, that also you can use it over there in a very simple way. So go to the code, and over there what you can do, the what by default code you can delete it, and then go to input. In input you will find read temperature sensor probe, last one. Take it, select pin number, that is A0 by default, that is also A0. Then go to the output, and in output you have to go to serial print. Print that value over there in a serial monitor, starts to millisecond. We will able to see the temperature value on the serial monitor, and you can click on this sensor. You can see the value over here, that is you will able to see it. You can see it over here like this. Wait for a second. So this one is a 25 degree, same thing is coming over here in the Arduino software, that is more accurate value is coming over there. So now you can slide it, so you can increase or decrease temperature. So we are able to decrease or increase temperature over here. So minus, that is plus 175. In between anywhere the temperature we are going to set it, that also we can set it. Now we can use same conditions of threshold value like else if conditions, and then go to math, take that second block like earlier we have used it, then use this sensor again, duplicate it, put it over there. Now you can put over their value. If temperature value is equal to, less than equal to, or greater than equal to, like I'm going to make it 70 degree. That is indication of a fire. So over there we can use some output, and that output we want to give to the buzzer. Play speaker, and in else conditions turn off that speaker. Select pin number, I'm just going to select any pin 10 number, because on the 10 number I have to connect that sensor, that is buzzer. So that connection of buzzer I did it over here, that is on 10 number pin. So now what we have to do it, we have to start simulation and we have to check it out. So temperature we have set up over here, that is 70 degree. Over here you can check the temperature is right now 1.9. So I'm going to increase it. 10 number, is it not working right now? Yes. So now you can see when temperature is crossing 70 degree, then only buzzer is turning on. So that is alert of any kind of fire indication or something like that, that you can use it. So there is plenty of applications and projects you can make it using Tinkercad. Now I'm just going to share with you some project that is based on small microcontroller, that is ATME. Because that Arduino Uno cost is approximate 400 to 500 rupees. But if you want to make your project low cost, for that what you can do it, you can use small microcontroller also. So for that I'm going to use another microcontroller, that is ATME 85. That cost of that microcontroller is only 50 to 60 rupees. So that you can use it over there. So go to over there in a ATME 85 projects. So that is my projects, you will not find in your projects. So that you can create it over there. So this one is the ATME 85 RGB LED light intensity control. This one is a AC appliance control using this 1885. So we have used one relay module also over there for using it. Okay, so as it is opening, so yeah, is it open? So now I'm going to start simulation. We have used power supply, this one to power it, and this one is the output, and we have used relay for controlling that output. So this one is the AC output. Right now we have connected with the DC. We can use AC bulb also, AC supply, and we can control AC supplies from the Arduino using relay board. So relay board can be used, and that can be made. So if you want to make this one, how we can make it? Let it get open. We have already started one training program in that robotics and IoT. If any of the participants are willing to know more detail about that, they can WhatsApp me, and I will share with you WhatsApp details so that student can learn more practical approach during this lockdown period. And the training program is fully online mode and very cost-effective prices we have announced for the training program. So that I will share with you also. Okay, so now I'm coming back to that create a new circuit. All in the training program we are going to use simulator tools so that without having any kind of hardware, student can learn at their home. So I'm going to search ATME. So this one is a ATME microcontroller, and over there, how we can connect it with any output. So we can use some LED, and I'm going to power it with the power supply. I can use power supply or battery. You can use it. Let me use this battery. So this one is a 1.5 volt battery. Click it and increase number of battery. 3 battery. Total voltage will be 1.5. That is enough for this. So you can go over there. This one is a power. Power means positive. This one is a ground terminal. So those are power and ground terminal. Let me make it black. This one is red. And after that, we have to connect LED. So LED we can connect with any pin. So this one is a PB1, 1 number pin. You can connect LED with this, and this one is a ground terminal. Ground you can connect with the ground. So I have connected LED over there. Then after that, I have to write code for this. So simple, same graphical code you can write it for this. So go to the output, select this one, select pin number that is 1. And that is high, then go to control, wait, then right click, duplicate, make it low. So this one I did little bit quick fast. So now you can start simulation over there. So you can see LED is blinking with the interval of 1 second. The timing also you can change it. Earlier we did it like 0.2 second. Similar way over here also you can do it 0.2 second. And then after that again you can start simulation. So like earlier we made project this one using Arduino. Now you can use this small microcontroller within 40 rupees, and you can make your project up to 100 rupees. That also can be made over here. So that is easy part that can be done. Now I'm just going to share with you my contact details. So if any participant willing to know more about that industrial training program, so any faculty member also can join that industrial training program, and that is voluntarily basis. So these are my contact details. This one is my WhatsApp number. So the training program we are going to conduct in robotics, IoT, and AI. 3 domain we have considered, and all the training program are fully hands-on with based on hardware and with software, so that all the participants can enjoy. Further, also if you are willing to know more about Tinkercad, or whenever you are going to make any circuit and you face any difficulty while making any kind of circuit, you can feel free to contact me on these contact detail is being shared over there. I'm also available on the Instagram, Twitter, all the social platform. So you can WhatsApp me anytime, or you can message me anytime. You can ping me any message, and I will be happy to answer your queries. So now I'm coming to the question answer session. If any participant having any kind of queries, any kind of doubt, feel free to ask me over here in the chat box, or you can unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hello.
So can we program microcontroller in Tinkercad?
Which one microcontroller?
So ATmel series, ATmega 16, like ATmega 16, ATmega
No, that we
32.
cannot not program it. For only over there we can program like Arduino microcontrollers, like 8 mega 3 to 8, that you can program it. And if you are going to program all other microcontrollers, over there few modifications you have to do in that program, then you will able to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So again, I'm just sharing over here my contact details in the chat box.
ये टिंकर कार्ड जो है सर, कौन कौन से, एक बार दोबारा बताएंगे, कौन कौन से माइक्रो कंट्रोलर को सपोर्ट कर रहा है?
हाँ जी सर, अभी शेयर करता हूँ आपको. और टिंकर कैड 3 माइक्रो कंट्रोलर को सपोर्ट करता है सर. फर्स्ट वन इज दैट इज माइक्रोबिट. तो ये माइक्रो कंट्रोलर जो है यहाँ पे यस माइक्रोबिट और आर्डिनो, और तीसरा और हमारा है एटनी माइक्रो कंट्रोलर. दिस 3 माइक्रो कंट्रोलर support like Etni, Arduino Uno, and one is Microbit. Microbit is being used in a school education. That is being used in the UK and USA over there in a school for teaching that coding and all these things in a Microbit. But that is a little bit costly. That cost is 2,000 rupees for that microcontroller. So this one cost is 50 to 60 rupees. In Arduino cost is only that you can get it in approximate 400 rupees.
Okay, sir.
Sir, how to download the program to the hardware?
Yes. So if you want to download that program in a hardware, but we have to do it. Yes, some participant is saying that very interesting, but it's hard to learn in one session. I know it. That's why I mentioned some resources with you, like with the YouTube channel. You can go with the more detailed video and you can watch it with your convenient time. And also, if you are willing to learn more and want to do it more, so there is one more training options. That is 4-week or 6-week industrial training. Over there also you can go ahead. So and yes, so question over here is that how we can upload that code in a hardware. So this one is my simple code. I'm just taking a Arduino example right now, because in Etni you have to do a few circuit, you have to make it. So just take this example. This one is my code, and this code we have to upload it on the hardware, whatever code we made it. So over there, what we have to do it, we have to go to over here in a globe plus text, and this code you have to copy it. And after making copy of this code, you can copy it, and you can go with the Arduino software. You can download it. That is available freely on the Arduino website. So I have already downloaded it. So after opening that Arduino software, Arduino IDE, over there you can paste that code and you can upload that code. Let it get open. After that I will able to upload code over there. So it's taking time to get open. So after opening the software, you have to just paste it, like this one is software get open. So I'm going to open any empty code over there. Yes, this one is empty code. So over there, I'm going to paste my code, and you can verify that code with the verification or compiling. So after compiling this code, compilation is being going on. After compiling, you can upload it. This one is the upload option, and you can connect to board, that is Arduino. And as you are going to connect Arduino, code will come automatically over there, and you can upload it directly. So that code is being get uploaded. Because in this session I have to work out on the only simulation part, because that is fully based on simulation. That's why I have not shared anything on the hardware point of view, that how you can upload it, how you can deploy code in the hardware, and how you can run it. Yes, please. Further also, if any participant having any kind of doubt, feel free to ask over here. Also, one more announcement that I'm going to do it right now with the participant. We are going to create one group over there in a Telegram. So over there we are going to share about the latest like about microcontroller, latest open source things over there. So if anyone is willing to join that Telegram group, they can WhatsApp me and I will add you over there. Yes, YouTube channel is already being shared. Again, hope you enjoyed the session. If any participant having any kind of doubt, any kind of queries, they can type over here in the chat box, or they can unmute their mic. And if you enjoyed this session, you can type Y in the chat box, or if you have not enjoyed this session, you can type N in the chat box. Because feedback is a diet for a champion, so I will happy to get feedback from your side. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the participants, and all the participants are so much curious to learn. That's the beauty of this training program. So for that, Usha madam, you can contact me. I shared with you my contact detail. Again, I'm sharing my contact number. So any participant want to know more detail, or want to go ahead with any other training program, so they can WhatsApp me over here in this WhatsApp number that I shared over here. So thank you so much to all the participants. Madam, is there any other queries from the participant side?
No, sir. I guess there are no more questions in the chat box. So thank you so much, sir. On behalf of Dr. Balwinder Singh Dhaliwal, I extend my thanks to you for sparing time and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.